was the night of August 20th, 1862, and Don Bosco told his boys of another dream. He found himself standing in a vast field. Vast. And off in the distance were dozens and dozens of boys. They were playing all sorts of games, many varieties of games, jumping, running, wrestling. A stranger approached him. "Ooh, come with me, I wish to show you something." Don Bosco was reluctant at first, but eventually he followed the man. The stranger took him to the edge of the field. There, tall grass all around. "Look into the grass. See what is in there." Don Bosco peered through the grass. He looked and saw an enormous, hideous snake. Must have been 20 feet in length. He pulled back. "What is this?" he said. "Look closer. See what it is." "No, you've got to be kidding. That thing could leap at me, devour me in an instant. I'm not going near it." "Fine. Then wait here." The stranger went off and got a rope. He brought the rope back and gave one end to Don Bosco. "Hold this tightly with both hands. I'll take the other end. We'll stretch it over the snake. We'll snap it." "At the snake? You're crazy. To do that, the thing could leap up and devour both of us." "No, trust me. It won't harm us at all." So Don Bosco did as he was asked. He took the rope and held it in both hands tightly, firmly planting his feet in the ground. The stranger then took the other end of the rope. He took that end of the rope and stretched it tightly over the back of the snake, holding it very firmly. And then he snapped it at the snake. Well, the snake immediately reacted, jumped up at the rope. It found itself entangled in the rope as if a noose had formed. And there it was, in that rope, writhing back and forth, flailing all around, trying to get free. And as it was doing this, it cut itself to pieces and lay there on the ground, dead. Well, by now, the boys had come from the field where they were playing, and they gathered around to watch what was going on. The stranger then said, "Watch what happens next." He took the rope from one end where he had tied it to a tree, he untied it, and then he took the other end of the rope from Don Bosco, and he rolled it up, and he put it in a box, and he closed the lid. And then he opened it and showed everybody who was there. They saw that the cord had formed the words, "Ave Maria, Hail Mary." "Ah, what does this mean?" said Don Bosco. "Explain this to us." "The snake," said the stranger, "represents the devil. The cord or the rope represents the Ave Maria, or the Rosary. You see, when we pray the Rosary, it's a powerful tool, a powerful weapon. With it, we can strike, conquer, and destroy all of hell's demons. It is powerful." By now, Don Bosco, nodding and agreeing and amazed by this, pleased that his boys had seen this fantastic example. Then his heart broken as he turned and looked and saw the boys themselves were now picking up the snake meat from the ground, the poisonous snake meat, and they were eating it. And as each of them did, their bodies hardened up like stone and they fell to the ground. He turned to one of the boys. He grabbed him and shook him by the shoulders. "What are you doing? Why do you do this? You can't eat this. Look what it's doing to you all." The boy turned to him. "Because it tastes good, Father. It tastes good. It's delicious." Don Bosco, in a bit of a panic, turned to the other priests that were there with him. "Quick, do what you can. Do what you can to help these boys not eat this meat." But sadly, he noticed that some of the priests themselves, they too were eating the snake meat, and they too were hardening like stone and falling to the ground. "Why are they doing this? Why do they do this? Why are they eating this snake meat when it's poisonous and they see what's happening to them?" The stranger replied, "Because the sensual man does not perceive the things that are of God. The sensual man does not perceive the things that are of God." "Well, what can I do? What can I do to help them?" "You must administer the anvil and the hammer." "The anvil and the hammer? What am I to hit these boys with a hammer? Lay their bodies over an anvil and beat them? What do you mean by that?" "No," he said. "Don't you understand? The anvil and the hammer represent the sacraments of confession, penance, and of Holy Communion. You must administer these sacraments to free them from the bonds, to break the chains that hold them." Don Bosco did exactly that. He went to each of them as quickly as he could. He began to administer the sacraments of confession and Holy Communion, even to the priests. One by one, so many of them began to come back to life. The stone-like figure they had fallen into became healthy flesh once again. But some of them did not. These were the ones who made bad confessions. These were the ones who went to the sacrament of confession or to receive Holy Communion with hearts very far from God.